Hi, this is Joanne Verkuylen, founder, creator of Circle+Bloom. Welcome to our How Einstein Would Get Pregnant blog series. This is week 10. The blog series focus is really to look at in detail, week by week, the connection between our thoughts, our minds, and our feelings to our body, health, and ultimately our fertility. So week 10, in recognition of the holidays that most people around the world are celebrating in one way, shape, or form, not just Christmas, of course, but to talk about the connection between the biology of belief, where it pertains to spirituality, and how that has been affecting or how it does affect our health. And what I've done here is really raise the question and bring in lots of books and experts in the topic, such as a book called, and I'll just pull it up right here, Miracle Cures by Robert A. Scott, which was recently published. And he basically looks since Middle Ages about the connection between the human race and, praying to saints, and the has gone on ever since really the dawn of religion, and really the societal benefits of that, and the resulting the results as it still pertains through today. The second book that I will talk about is a book called Fingerprints of God, which this was written by Barbara Bradley Haggerty, What Science is Learning About the Brain and Spiritual Experience. And I highly recommend this book. It is so fascinating about, and in particular, her quest to really understand the spiritual experience. And she was actually raised in the Christian Science religion, which I, to be honest, before reading the book, hadn't really known that much about. And it's fascinating. I talk a lot about Christian Science and a lot of the way that they propose thinking about one's health, and very fascinating, and something I think we can all learn from. The third book I talk about a little bit is a book called Care of the Soul and Medicine by Thomas More. You may recognize Thomas More's name. He wrote a book called Care of the Soul back, I think, in the early 90s, which was a best-selling book. And so he talks here about healing guidance for patients, their families, and I think more importantly, the healers themselves, nurses and doctors. He has a whole chapter about religion and spirituality. He talks about the history. When you think about Jesus and even Buddha, they were healers. There's a very widespread connection and long-standing connection between religion and health and healing. And so I bring in some of his methodology and thoughts along those lines. And then finally, I talk about, which is one of my favorites as well, is The Language of God. This was written by Dr. Francis Collins, and he is a scientist. He's actually one of the more respected scientists in our day in the United States. And in fact, he led or is leading, to be honest, I'm not sure exactly where the Human Genome Project stands, but he has been in charge of this massive billion-dollar Human Genome Project. And basically, as he talks about in his book, most of his life, he kind of put spirituality and religion to the wayside. And I don't know if he says it so far as to say that he was an atheist, but what is clear, though, obviously by the name of his book, is that the more he learned about the building blocks of our existence, of our DNA structure, the more he has kind of come to terms with the fact that there's just got to be a higher being. And so very fascinating kind of walk through. I think I said this at the beginning, that I don't suggest that there is a bullet point list of things that you can use here that you can put into your life tomorrow, but it's more of a raising the question about the connection between prayer, spirituality, religion, and again, our health and state of disease, hopefully not in your case, but clearly fertility and trying to get pregnant as well. So please check back tomorrow. Again, in light of the holidays, of course, from all of us to all of you, we wish you a very happy holiday season. And always come back, please, with your thoughts and suggestions, and especially if you've got a story that pertains to this topic. We would absolutely love to hear. You can send me an email at joanne@circlebloom.com. Visit us on Facebook. We're just facebook.com/circlebloom, very easy. Or tweet, CircleBloom is my handle for Twitter. So please check back tomorrow for the full post and podcast. Thank you so much for watching.